next DreamHack interview, I'm happy to have Toby with me on his stage. Toby, now given that you have viewers and the stage here with audience living compared to last DreamHack, are you more psyched to cast in front of people as opposed to like an empty room?
It's always fun to cast in front of people. There's just something about a live atmosphere which I just love to feed off. It's also great having so many people on the live stream as well, because I've been used to just like casting in a studio most of the time. So yeah, you learn to pop yourself up on high viewer counts on the live stream, but having the guys in front of you, you can see the emotion on their face while the game's happening. Yeah, that's definitely something which is you can't replicate anywhere else.
So DreamHack stepped it up quite a bit in terms of teams and viewing space for Dota. What do you think of the event so far?
Actually, I love what DreamHack's done for Dota. When they first said they wanted to do Dota 2 last year, it was a very, very quick kind of thing. They said they just want to do it because they want to have Dota 2 here. And they said next DreamHack is going to be big. And it was. As far as priority games, they said StarCraft's #1, Dota 2 is second, League of Legends is third. I thought, you know what, that's fantastic. So we got ourselves a nice stage, got ourselves everything we basically would want for observers, even our own production crew this time around, and a fantastic time slot for the grand final stage. So it's really great what DreamHack are doing for Dota 2.
You're casting Dota around the world. Is there any place in the world, like, it doesn't even have to be an esports arena, where you would like to shoutcast Dota in front of a crowd?
I would like to shoutcast one time in China. The only downside is, though, the Chinese would understand no words that I say. So I always enjoy casting in Malaysia as well as Singapore. Singapore was my first international gig I ever did, and those guys just love their Dota. So I'd like to go back there at one point.
Now, as opposed to football, commentators in football always have a guy in there telling them, like, feeding them information. Is that something you would like to have, actually, or would it be comfortable for you to have a guy whispering you information about the teams and how the game's going?
That's what my co-commentator's for. The only guy I have in my ear is generally start now, cue now, and we're now live. That's all I really need, and I think it's all you do need. Like, there's no point in just having a guy feeding you information. If you're going to commentate, you should know it anyway.
What are the worst mistakes a commentator can make?
Worst mistake a commentator can ever make is saying there is nothing happening right now. That's the worst mistake they can make. As far as other mistakes they can make, I'm pretty sure I've made almost every single one of them, so I can't really bitch too much about commentators making bad mistakes. The only thing I'd say is two things to avoid if you're a commentator. Don't say nothing is happening right now, and don't have a monotone voice. If a monotone voice, people just fall asleep.
Any empty phrases you like to avoid, like any no-go words during Dota commentary, like outpicked maybe, or cliche words?
You mean like the whole outdrafted kind of thing, outplay kind of thing? Yeah. You know what? You can have fun with those kind of phrases. People are like, oh wow, that's really controversial to say. I don't care, man. Like that kind of stuff, you can joke about it. You can laugh about that kind of stuff. If there's anything which is controversial for the community, Dota guys love it. You like to point it out for them. Dota guys love controversy.
Do you still have stage fright in front of big events or any sort of nervousness?
No, I haven't had stage fright since I was probably 5. Yeah.
And from event to event, do you rate yourself? Do you listen to yourself and maybe work on your commentary or try to pick up things to improve or something like that?
Originally, I used to do it a lot because it was just this thing where I needed to improve myself a hell of a lot. But as more and more people tune in, the community gives me the best feedback possible. Like, I can listen to my own stuff and I can realize small things I do, but most of the times I realize them in real time. I say, you know what, that's not what I should be doing. But then you have the times when you have people distract you in the back there, like Dendy, who is an absolute tool, by the way. A lovable tool, but a tool nonetheless. What was that question? He actually distracted me. Damn it, Cinderin didn't even do me yesterday.
What do you rate yourself after?
Oh yeah, the community feedback is more than enough for me. They're the guys that do all I need.
So the groups B and D today, they're split between BOFC teams and favorites. Is that affecting your performance? Do you go into it and say, not that interesting?
Most of the time I look at these games as tutorial kind of things and to see what quirky kind of things the other team does. Like, we got kind of good today with our with Cop Pro or Pro Cop, whatever the hell it was. They did level 1 Royal Strat, they tried fun and new things, and that for us is entertaining as commentators. If it's just that turtle kind of build, we're going to wait forever and you have to work hard to win this game, then yeah, that can get boring. But most of the time you just try and turn it into something which educates the community at the time.
What do you think of the current Dota casting scene? I remember way back when Gods and Purge weren't that big, you were one of the most controversially discussed members of the Dota community and your casting. And now that there are more like alternatives, and you've been idealized and also demonized so much and made so much experience with the community. Like, are you happy to have all this pressure for the only Dota ambassador off you, or how do you feel about the scene getting more diverse?
I don't really feel the pressure at all, and the more commentators we have, the better, because there is just so many Dota games out there that you just can't cover them all. Like, I generally don't sleep enough as it is, and I'm trying to, like, I'm happy to have as many commentators out there as possible. The only thing I really hope is a lot of the commentators, when they come into the world of Dota 2, try and improve themselves and improve the quality of what they produce, because that reflects on the entire Dota 2 scene. It's the one big thing. If nobody tunes into me, then that's their decision. If they tune into me, that's great. If they choose Purge, that's great. That's all up to them. But the only thing which I want to make sure is, with my cast, to be as professional as possible, to provide as much diversity in my cast as possible. And that's all I really want to do. Because that gives a good front step for Dota 2 to say, you know what, our coverage, we do the best we can. It's a good coverage as well. And people seem to like it because they keep tuning in.
Thanks a lot for your time. It was great having you. Your picks for the top 3?
Picks for the top 3, Na'Vi, CLG, and AL would be my top 3 picks.
That covers it. Thank you, Toby, for your time, and take care.